Hey everybody, Steve Przebrowski. Welcome to tip number 87 in the series 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam. As a reminder, my website below has lots of great free information on it. Check it out. And also, this series is based on my latest book from Fire Engineering Books and Videos of the same name, available off their website as well as mine. So, tip number 87, I think, is a very critical tip. Continuously strive for credibility and respect as opposed to just being liked. Now, I was guilty of that as a new company officer some 20 years ago. When I got promoted to company officer, I didn't have a lot of time as a firefighter. I had maybe about 5 years on the job, and I know there's always those people, because I had those people tell me, you don't deserve to be a company officer with only 5 years on. And I remember asking a guy, okay, how much time should I have on the job before I promote to company officer? And this guy's answer was, you need at least 20 years on the job. Okay. I go, why? Well, get more fires under your belt. I'm thinking to myself, okay, our department, we don't fight a lot of fire. We have companies that don't see fire for a long time, meaning months and months. Yeah, there's some houses that may not see fire, on your shift for maybe a year. Or 6 months. Yeah, they're rare, far and few. 1% of our call volume is fires for 15 stations. So I'm thinking to myself, if I wait 20 years, let alone 50 years, it's not going to get a lot more fires under my belt or just significant incidents. But I get where he's coming from. I'm not saying it's not an important thing, but I also think I'm like, okay, I also wanted to promote to chief officer at some point. Well, if you use that logic of, okay, 20 years to promote to firefighter, from firefighter to captain, and that's assuming that you passed the test the first time. So you don't take the test at all, you wait 20 years, I'll take the test. Okay, that's assuming you pass the test and get promoted. But anyway, let's say you do get promoted in 20 years. Okay, then you want to be a battalion chief in our department, the next ranks. What does that mean? You got to do 20 years as a captain before you become battalion chief. That's 40 years. Okay, that ain't work. Very few work 40 years, let alone 30 years in today's fire service. So let's back to that. 20 years as a captain. Okay, well then, maybe 5 years as a captain, then I'll promote to BC, 25 years. Okay, then what say you want to be deputy chief or fire chief or assistant chief? Okay, I get where they're coming from, but my point is, it's not always about time. Because trust me, most departments say don't get a lot of significant incidents. To me, obviously experience is beneficial, but just because you have 20 years on the job doesn't make you the best person either, because you may not have a lot of experience. Maybe you worked at a slow company the whole time. So to me, it's about experience coupled with education, training, mentoring, all those things that combine and make someone a good promotional candidate. Not just experience, but not just education or training either. It's a balance. Especially experience in a wide variety of things, busy companies, slow companies, engines, ladder companies, rescues, whatever your department has. But back to this, when I was a new company officer, because I had such, little time as a firefighter, I guess I went out of my way to try to be liked. Now, to be liked, I tried to be a nice guy, and I tried to pretty much let everyone do what they wanted to do. I was like, okay, whatever you guys want to do, I'm here to support you guys, which I think it's good to empower your crews, your troops, your personnel. It's great to empower them to delegate things, to make them part of the solution, make them part of, the decision-making process when appropriate. I think I went way too far, meaning I just pretty much let them do whatever they wanted to, which also meant not getting things done. How about inspections? We don't need to do those, but yeah, we got to get our prevention inspections done. Don't worry about them, Cap. No, it's not. Well, I tried too hard because I was too nice, overly nice. Now, be nice. I think it's critical to be nice. Chief Bernasini, God rest his soul, retired Alan V. Bernasini from Phoenix Fire, was always that. Be nice. You got to be nice. Because again, if you're nice, well, we don't need assholes in leadership. Well, we don't need assholes in any position, but we don't need assholes, especially in leadership positions as bosses. But anyway, I think instead, looking back, what I should have done is I should have strived for credibility and respect. Don't get me wrong. Be liked. I think it's a good thing, because if people like you, they'll probably want to follow you as a leader. But I think I should have strived. Yeah, I'm a college graduate. Thank God. My mother's rolling over in her grave all the money she spent on my college education to help support me and everything else. But I should have shot, since I'm having a brain fart right now, shot for credibility and respect, as well as being liked. And how do you get credibility and respect? By being consistent, being a leader, holding people accountable, being fair, taking care of your folks, knowing your job inside and out, doing the right thing. Not everyone's going to like you, because sometimes when you do the right thing, sometimes it's not what everybody wants, because sometimes as a leader, you have to make those unpopular decisions. They may still like you as a person, but they don't like the decision you make. That happens, but that's what you're getting paid for. Or if you're a volunteer, you're in the position for, is to make those tough decisions. That's why we have leaders in leadership positions. It's not all about the easy shit. It's about the tough decisions. Thank God the tough decisions are a small portion of what we have to do as supervisors, managers, leaders. Anyone can make the easy decisions, but leaders have to make the tough ones. But anyway, strive for credibility, respect. Now, if you've had a chance to look at the book or hear some of the previous webinars, or whatever you're calling these things, you'll know that I have 101 tips in the book. And there's also some of my friends, mentors, brothers, sisters that have been nice enough to write a page, 2 or 3, to support my point. So my point obviously is this right here. And there's actually 2 voices of experience or words of wisdom that have been offered to help provide value added material. So good friend of mine, Reggie Freeman, is the fire chief of the Oakland Fire Department, about 45 minutes north of us in San Jose here. Great dude, great leader. He provides some words of wisdom as well to help support this point, as does Ben Martin. Benjamin Martin's a captain out of Virginia there. He's also the founder of EmbraceTheResistance.com. He does a lot of great leadership related stuff that are beneficial for all ranks of fire service personnel. So both these are good, solid dudes. So check them out if you haven't on social media. Connect with them, read their stuff, follow them. A lot of great stuff there. But they were the ones that offer some voices of experience. I mentioned I was guilty of this as a new captain. I tried too hard to be liked, but for the wrong reasons. I should have tried to be liked for those right reasons, which are credibility, respect. So that said, I think actions speak louder than words. Any one of us, myself included, can talk a good game, but where the rubber meets the road is when we actually have to talk the talk. Walk the walk, but talk the talk. Leading by example is tough sometimes. Well, it can be tough, but it shouldn't be tough. And I think that's that challenging part. I say lead by example can be tough because sometimes it's the unpopular thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. So especially any of those of you that are preparing for a company officer position, you go from buddy to boss, you got to be nice, but you also got to strive for credibility, respect all the way up. And especially the higher up you go, you want to be a fire chief, deputy chief, assistant chief. Credibility and respect are so valuable, so critically important, especially in today's fire service. So many people say, well, that fire chief, he or she forgot where they came from. A lot of people get accused of that. Well, it's hard because the job of, say, a firefighter all the way up to fire chief with all those different positions in between, it's apples and oranges. When you talk about the job of a firefighter to fire chief, it's apples and oranges, 2 different jobs. But there's still a way that you can not forget where you came from. And I think that's critical to stay connected with your troops, be nice, have a great relationship with them, do your job, hold them accountable, but also be fair, consistent, get yourself out of your office, walk around, get out to the firehouses, break bread with the troops when possible, kitchen at the kitchen table, lunch, dinner, coffee, have that open communication lines without violating the chain of command, be those leaders that are visible, that are transparent, that are out there, that can always show that they understand and respect what their crews have to go through. Because that's how you're going to get credibility and respect, among other things. So Paul Combs also, if you've had a chance to check the book out, you've seen that Paul was nice enough to allow me to use his artwork. Paul does the monthly artwork in every fire engineering issue, as well as for FDIC. He's a retired firefighter of Ohio. Check his website out. He is just an awesome rock star with such spot on artwork. This one I chose because, go ahead, take credit for the success of others. You deserve this, your ego talking on the left, but then on the right side, you got the good and the bad, devil on the left, angel on the right. That comes with credibility, heartburn, right? Doing the right thing, getting credibility, respect of others, sharing, letting others take the credit for the successes. But then when the times are tough and things go south, you take the responsibility for things going south, not blaming others, pointing fingers or anything else. That's being a good leader. So Simply put, we don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We all should know that by now, especially in today's cancel culture world, sad to say. It takes a life or a career to build solid working relationships with others and to earn credibility, respect. But also, we all know it takes a second or a moment to have that stuff crash down. And then all of a sudden we've lost that credibility, respect, that trust, whatever it is, or we burn that bridge on that relationship. And it takes almost a lifetime or a career to build it back again, if at all. So strive for credibility, strive for respect in everything you do, regardless of rank. Hey, even in your off-duty personal life, when it comes to the way you represent yourself with your family and friends, can't go wrong with that. Be nice too. That's always good. All right, everybody. Until the next episode, take care, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.